Counterbalance remix to page 444.
Welcome back to take 444, another trawl through my psychedelic collection, and still in the letter E. And this week we're starting off with a fantastic record by a band called Eire Apparent. That's how you pronounce it for all our American friends, Eire Apparent. So it's a pun on air, H-E-I-R. This is on Buddha, and it's chiefly known for the fact that it was produced by Jimi Hendrix. I believe it was his only production record he produced, other than his own. Not 100% sure about that, but I can't remember another one off the top of my head. I haven't looked into it. This is a DJ copy that I have. A huge DJ stamped on the back. And it's rather overshadowed for the fact that that Hendrix produced it, because it's a side one anyway. It's an absolutely fantastic UK pop psych. I really rate it. It drops away slightly on side two, I think. It also has Robert Wyatt providing backing vocals, and Noel Redding. I'm not sure if he's on vocals or not, but it says that he's help and encouragement by Noel Redding, Robert Wyatt, and Jerry Stickles, who was Hendrix's road manager. Yeah, so that's the back cover, and the front cover in there. Granny Takes a Trip Finery. Like I say, I really rate side one. It's got some great pop psych stuff on it. Lots of Hendrix touches. Lots of backwards guitar on it, which is to me the backwards guitar and Mellotron are for me the two kind of stamps of authentic psych, British psych anyway, that I'm looking for in a record. If they've got either Mellotron or or backwards guitar, then I'm absolutely sold and buy it any day of the week. Yeah, so this is a great record. Came out in '68, I think it was. No, 1969. Recorded in '68. They're from Belfast. And prior to this, they had Henry McCulloch, who ended up in Wings and the Grease Band, I think it was, playing with them. And it used to be really cheap in the UK. I think it's probably worth a bit more now. This is it does suffer from ring wear. Most copies I've seen have got a bit of ring wear on them. The vinyl of this one is VG double plus. It's near mint, really. But the Great Buddha label there, I really like that label. But the cover's got quite a lot of ring wear and damage to the corners, the usual stuff that we all know. But yeah, if you can pick this one up and you like UK pop psych, I definitely do so. I'm not sure how much they go for now, but back in the 80s and 90s, it was quite a common record to see in second-hand shops in the UK, in England anyway. Yeah, Eire Apparent. The album's called Sunrise, by the way. That would be a good idea to tell you the title of it. Yeah, great cover. Yeah, next up is an American band from. I think they're from Philadelphia, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, from Philadelphia. This is Elizabeth. Quite a well-known cover again. So this is on the Vanguard label, the gold Vanguard label. This is generally it's a fairly standard folk rock mid to late 60s pop record, but it's got some great fuzz guitar on it as well, which is what we want. This is an American copy, stereo copy. I'm not sure if it was issued in the UK. I haven't looked into it. Yeah, it's really good. Like so, I think they had they had a few singles. I'm not sure if they did very well. But they're from Philadelphia. They played with Mandrake Memorial quite often. The track You Should Be More Careful is probably their best known track, and it's got some cracking fuzz on it, and it sounds a lot like this.
Putting you on.
Next up, we have another pretty well-known record, Elias Hulk. This is a reissue, unfortunately, not the original. So this came out in 1970 on Young Blood Records. This is a reissue on Summer. I'm not sure when this reissue came out. 2011. 2011. I got this. Yeah, so it came with an insert. It's been reissued lots of times. Most recently by Gerson. And they're an English band from Bournemouth on the south coast, and it's typical 1970 UK stuff. So it's sort of proto metal, heavy acid, sort of kind of that sort of rock, post Sabbath really, I suppose you'd call it, and Zeppelin hit by then. The earlier bands in the UK around 68 were hugely influenced by Cream, and then the next wave that came out in late 69 and 1970-71 were more influenced by Zeppelin and Black Sabbath and stuff. But Elias Hulk is a cracking record. It's got that sort of doomy, bluesy, acid guitar that we like, and it's pretty easy to get hold of now with all the reissues. Originals of this are about $1,500. I've never seen an original. I don't think it was released in huge numbers. Although Young Blood's quite a big, fairly well-known label. I haven't ever seen it, so I'm not like to see one and pick one up cheaply. Not these days, anyway. Right, and the next one is another American band, Endle St Cloud. So this features David Potter, which I believe is this guy here, who was in the East Side Kids, who I showed last episode. The drummer who went on to play with loads of people in the 70s, Joe Cocker and stuff. So it's called Thank You Very Much. Thank you all very much. Yeah, thank you all very much. And it's on the fantastic, if I can get it out, International Artist label. We all love this one. So I've never looked to see, I bought this quite cheaply, but I've never looked to see if it's an original. I believe it's the repress from about 1979. This one originally came out in, anyway, I think it came out in 69. So this is it's a really weird record, this one. So when it's good, it's really good. There's some great heavy psych on it. International artist, so it's from Texas. And yeah, the bits that are good are really good, but there's a lot of, it's a very patchy, I mean, patchy's being being kind to it. There's a lot of kind of vaudeville, good timey music on it, which I don't care for much. Kind of some piano stuff that doesn't really fit in either. But there's some great fuzzy guitar and, like I say, heavy psych. Probably the biggest drawback to it, though, is the vocalist. It's quite hard to. He's a bit pompous and he's not really to my taste. But if you can get past that, there's some good bits on it, and I'll put I'll put a clip in here, just of one of the tracks. Probably. I'm not sure. Street Corner Preacher, I think. Anyway, this is the track. Last but not least, two albums from Ethereal Counterbalance, band from the 1990s in the UK, 80s and 90s. So they put out two albums. I think one, they put out another one which was on a self-released CD, but two on vinyl. So this one's called Ethereal Counterbalance, and the next one is called Mellifluous Confluence. Yeah, so they are really, they're a one-man band. They're Rod Goodway. I did mention this before. So Rod Goodway was a guy who was in bands in the 60s in a band called JP Sunshine. He was in a beat group called The Pact, who were who were kind of like going in 64 and 65, I think, released some singles, but yeah, they released an album. JP Sunshine released an album which I have and I'll be showing later on, which is full of UK psych weirdness. Very few copies pressed. I have a repress of that. He also played in Bevis Frond and Magic Muscle, and he was also kind of hanging around with Hawkwind and Simon House and people like that. He was kind of in that group of people. So these are, is playing in the background. These are heavily distorted, lots of odd stuff. The vocals are lots of flanging and stuff in the vocals, phasing, but it's really good. If you like that sort of thing, and I do. It was something had a lot to do with Bevis Frond. This is a letter I have about Rod from Nick Salomon, Bevis Frond. This is back in I don't know, late 80s, and I would highly recommend both of these. So it says on here there's only 200 copies of this printed. I have number 34, signed by Rod, and this one is signed by Rod and dedicated to me. Yeah, he was this second one is on, the first one is on Woronzow Records, which was Bevis Frond's label, and the second one is on September Girls, which is a German label. That's the label, custom label for that. But Rod Goodway sadly passed away a few years ago, but he was a record dealer, mail order. He used to send lists out, which I still have, of Psychedelia. It was only Psychedelia, and it was new and old. So he was selling stuff like Well Water Conspiracy, bands like that, if you know that sort of thing. The second one is out of 1,000. I've got number 300. Yeah, so he was selling albums back in the 80s and 90s, but also second-hand copies of some classic American psych, and he turned me on to many things, and I'm very glad he did. I've also got another letter from this is from Phil McMullen, from the Tom Mayock Terrascope, which was the Bevis Frond produced magazine. Yeah, Rod was turning a lot of people on in the UK to all sorts of stuff, from very dusty corners of his record collection from the 60s and 70s, and I'm very grateful for him, for turning me on to so many things, and this is his stuff that he produced himself, and it's very good. I think he played at the Terrastock concerts in the States as well, and he sadly missed. But that's all for this week. I'll let the Ethereal Counterbalance play us out, and you can groove along to this heavy psych. I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.